The first player to break Wayne Gretzky's goal record wins. I've put a current Austin Matthews and Alexander Ovechkin into the upcoming draft, and we're going to see which of these players can break the record first. Before they get into their careers though, these guys got to get drafted. The Arizona Coyotes, they're going to have the best odds at number 1, which would be Austin Matthews with a 30-49-3 record. The Minnesota Wild, they're going to have the second best odds, while the Buffalo Sabres, they're having the third best odds. And honestly, I don't have an issue with either of these players going to any of these teams. Looking at the entire league, Connor McDavid's going to be leading the way with 51 goals and 66 helpers for 117 points, while Freddie Anderson, he's leading all goaltenders in wins with 44, while posting a .915 save percentage and a .250 goals against. In just their second season, the Seattle Kraken are going to go on to win the Stanley Cup, defeating the Boston Bruins in 5 games. But now it's time to head over to the draft lottery. Taking a look at the draft lottery results, Arizona's going to be getting the first overall pick, while the LA Kings, they're going to jump from 4 to 2, and more than likely, they're going to get Alexander Ovechkin. So it should be no surprise with the first overall pick, the Arizona Coyotes are going to be drafting Austin Matthews, and with the second overall pick, the LA Kings are going to be drafting Alexander Ovechkin. So heading into their rookie season, I'm expecting Austin Matthews to have a pretty solid one, as he's going to have Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz at his side. Well, over in LA, Ovi's going to have Kopitar and Fiala at his side, so I'm expecting him to do big things as well. So I'm going to simulate halfway through the season just so we can get an idea of what these guys are doing. Currently at the halfway point, Austin Matthews is looking fantastic. He's picked up 33 goals in 40 games, but the real question is, where's Ovi? So for some reason, and I can't explain this whatsoever, Alexander Ovechkin got sent back down to the WHL. 92 overall, 19-year-old Alexander Ovechkin got sent down to the WHL because for some reason LA doesn't want him playing on their team right now. This might be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. When season number 1 came to an end, Arizona's going to be finishing 8th in the entire league, while the LA Kings, they're going to struggle without Ovi finishing 22nd. Who would have seen that one coming? Matthews, it was a pretty solid season for you. 52 goals and 42 assists for 94 points, but we care about Ovi's numbers because those are so important. 43 goals, 54 assists, 97 points. A bit of a drop in production from last season, but I mean, who can blame him? If I got sent to the WHL as a 92 overall, I wouldn't try either. So far, you've been put in a position to fail. Arizona's going to do a bit of damage in the postseason, taking down the Jets in the first round, but they're going to be falling to the Avs in the second round. And Matthews, he was absolutely incredible in his first postseason appearance. 13 goals in 13 games, 4 assists for 17 points. Not a bad start for you. Heading into year 2, Matthews is going to get some more help on the first line as they're going to be adding Matt Zuccarello to the team. While Ovi, he's just hoping he can stay on the team because who knows, he might get sent down to the WHL again. So I'm going to simulate halfway through the season just to make sure Ovi didn't get sent down. Luckily at the halfway point, Ovi is going to be playing on the team. He's got 15 goals and 20 assists for 35 points in his rookie year. Honestly, I'm incredibly disappointed by these numbers. I was expecting you to have at least 25 goals at this point. When the season came to an end, neither of the teams are going to be seeing success as Arizona's missing the playoffs, finishing 15th in the entire league, while the LA Kings are an absolute dumpster fire and they're finishing 30th in the entire league. It was an okay rookie season from Ovi though. He's picking up 84 points in 82 games, but most importantly, 38 goals. Not the greatest number in the world, but we can work with it. While Austin Matthews, he continues to dominate the league. He's picking up 96 points, but most importantly, 54 goals. Another 50 goal campaign for him. You love to see it. Heading into year 3, Arizona is shuffling the lines up as they're going to be sending Clayton Keller to the second line. While Ovi, of course, he's going to be sticking with Kopitar, but they landed the 4th overall pick last season, so Chung, welcome to the first line with Ovi. Before we get into this upcoming season though, you guys already know I'm trying to pass the St. Louis Blues and YouTube subscribers, but I have some slightly good news for once. 73% of the people watching these videos aren't subscribed. Normally it's 76, but we've dropped that down 3%. That still means the majority of the people watching these videos aren't subscribed, so what are you doing? Subscribe right now, turn notifications on, and let's pass the St. Louis Blues. Ovi's definitely seen some better production this season as he's going to be finishing with 42 goals and 62 helpers for 104 points, but that's nothing compared to Austin Matthews who's potting 72 goals. 72 goals at 21 years old. Nah, this dude's locked in. And with those 72 goals, Matthews currently has 178 goals, which puts him at an average of 60 goals per season. So it should be no time before he breaks this record. Arizona might not be making the playoffs, but LA is, but sadly they're going to be getting swept by the Anaheim Ducks in the first round. With Matthews' rookie contract up, it's time for him to secure a bag, and he's going to be signing a 5-year extension worth $10.5 million. And Alexander Ovechkin, you got one more year until your big signing. We just add Artemi Panarin to the team, so if you and him can get some reps together, I'm expecting you to pot at least 80. So LA continues to see some great successes. They're going to be finishing 3rd in the entire league, while Arizona, they're starting to falter and they're dropping to 24th in the entire league. Ovi, you're having an incredible contract year. You're going to be potting 61 goals and 66 helpers for 127 points. Not only was this your first 50 goal campaign, but it's also your first 60 goal campaign. Matthews wouldn't be able to keep up to your type of production, but he's still having a great season himself, picking up 52 goals. And the 127 points that Ovi's picking up, that's also going to lead the entire league. And who's second in the entire league? That's Austin Matthews. Shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Not only is LA bouncing back from their disappointing playoff performance, but they went on a bit of a run, making it all the way to the conference finals, but sadly they're falling in 7 games. That wasn't because of Ovi though. He was absolutely phenomenal. 27 points in 19 games, including 13 goals. Keep doing your thing, my guy. And somehow with Arizona sucking as much as they did, they had a chance at the first overall pick, and they're jumping from 9 to 1. How is that even possible? So it looks like Arizona's making a very controversial move as you're going to have Matt Zuccarello playing with Austin Matthews once again, even though he's dropped to an 80 overall, and you could easily put Clayton Keller on the first line with Matthews, who's a 90 overall. I guess we'll see how that works out for the team. But Ovi, it looks like you're going to be playing alongside alongside Artemi Panarin this season, so I can't wait to see what happens. The Alexander Ovechkin and Artemi Panarin situation seemed to work out pretty well, as the LA Kings are going to be finishing first in the entire league with a 51-26-5 record, while the Arizona Coyotes second last in the entire league. Yeah, that's a tough one. It's another 60-goal campaign for Ovi, who's picking up 64 goals and 45 assists for 109 points, while Matthews, he's struggling this season, only picking up 36 goals. It looks like Ovi's starting to make a comeback. In the postseason, LA's not going to be seeing too much success as they're falling in the second round. So Arizona, they want to make Austin Matthews happy. They want to put him alongside some great players. So he's got Dylan Guenther and Jordan Greenway. Dylan Guenther, got no problem with you. But Jordan Greenway, I don't know about that one. Well, over in LA, they're going to be running the same first line, so I'm expecting similar results. I think I should probably mention, Ovi signed a massive deal last season. 8 years, $13.2 million. My man's is securing the bag. You'll love to see it. Ovi might have had a bit of a dip in production, but he's still having a fantastic season, picking up 102 points, including 52 goals. While Austin Matthews, another slow year for him, only 37 goals. You got to pick up the pace. No more poor performances like this. And of course, I got to mention one of the greatest goal scorers of this generation, Nathan MacKinnon, 73 goals. Yeah, because when I think of Nathan MacKinnon, I just think of a phenomenal goal scorer. So with neither of these teams making the playoffs, something must be happening in the draft lottery, and that's exactly what's happening, as Arizona's jumping from 2-1. This team literally can't succeed whatsoever. I mean, LA is getting the 12th overall pick, so they didn't do nothing special either, but Arizona, you got to step it up. It looks like Arizona hasn't learned anything. They're bringing in Kuznetsov to play alongside Matthews. Now, at first, that doesn't seem too bad, but then you have to remember, at this point, Kuznetsov is like 41 years old, and Ryan O'Reilly's probably about 43 as well. So I mean, what's really the plan here? And over in LA, we got some bad news. Artemi Panarin's leaving the team, so Chung's moving back up to the first line. My only issue with Chung is he's also a sniper, so he might be taking shots away from Ovi, and we can't have that. It looks like the Kings must be making it work, though. They're finishing fourth in the entire league, while Alexander Ovechkin, another 60-goal campaign, 63 goals, 70 assists, 133 points, while Matthews, he's bouncing back this season, 54 goals, 57 assists, 111 points. The boys are rolling now. Also, who is this? Petrell, 75 goals? You just came out of absolutely nowhere. Arizona's got to go on a big run this season because it's the last year of Austin Matthews' contract, and if this team doesn't succeed, I really hope he leaves, because right now this is an absolute dumpster fire. And LA, just keep doing what you're doing. Ovi's seeing great success, the team's seeing great success, nothing to change over here. A bit of a slower season for Alexander Ovechkin, who's only picking up 52 goals, while Matthews, he's actually missing the 50 goal mark. Once again, he's only picking up 48. LA's looking to make another deep run in the postseason, but they're going to be stopped by the San Jose Sharks in the conference finals as they're falling in 7 games. But Ovi's numbers in the postseason, incredible. 31 points in 19 games, 10 goals, 21 helpers. The rest of the team has to step up. Between you and Chung, 62 points, nothing else you guys could have done. I also just realized the first line on LA had 8 game-winning goals. They won 11 games in the postseason. Outside of this first line, this team did nothing. With Arizona continuing to disappoint, Austin Matthews was sick and tired of it. He's going to pack his bags and he's heading over to the Calgary Flames. I fully support this move. Not only are you going to get the chance to play with better players, but you're securing a bag, my guy. Absolutely love to see it. 15 million per year for the next 7 years. Nothing better than securing a bag like this. I also thought I'd look at how Matthews' career is going so far. So far in 656 games, he's got 405 goals. Over in LA, they're not making too many changes, and why would they? Ovi, in 774 games so far, you've got 372 goals. You're slowly catching up to Matthews, so he better watch out. At the end of the year, Ovi's going to be having another 50-goal campaign, while Matthews, a bit of a slower season from him, he's only picking up 41 goals. With neither of these teams making the playoffs last season, I'm hoping they bounce back. The Calgary Flames, they got a decent young core they can build around here, while over in LA, outside the first 2 forward lines, this team has nothing. Okay, I take that back. I clearly know absolutely nothing. The Kings just finished first with a 58-20-4 record. Yeah, maybe this team does have something. So it doesn't really matter where Austin Matthews goes, the team's going to suck no matter what. Ovi's going to be having a career year. He's picking up 137 points, most importantly 55 goals, great season from him. While Austin Matthews, he's bouncing back as well, 108 points, 51 goals, 57 assists. The rest of this team's got to step up though. You're holding up your end of the bargain. Now the rest of the team has to hold up theirs. Also, shout out to Cale Makar. He's picking up 104 assists this season. 114 points is great, but 104 assists? Nah, you were locked in. Like usual, LA's going to be making the playoffs, but they're going to be falling in the second round once again. So it's officially been 10 years since Austin Matthews was drafted, and so far he's got 497 goals in 820 games. Well, Ovi, he's got 480 goals in 738 games. If he played in his first season, he would easily be ahead of Matthews, but he got screwed over. Calgary's finally going to see a bit of successes. They're going to finish second in the entire league with a 53-25-4 record, while LA, they're also making the playoffs. I think it's the first time in this video where both Ovi and Matthews have made the playoffs at the exact same time. We're in the year 2034. It took 11 seasons for them to be in the playoffs at the exact same time. What's going on here? A bit of a slower season from Ovi. He's only picking up 50 goals, while Matthews, he's stepping it up this season. He's picking up 60. In the postseason, both of these teams had a chance to go on a run, and they could have met each other in the conference finals, but instead they're both going to fall in the first round. Great work. For the first time in I believe over 7 years, Ovi's not going to be cracking the 50 goal mark, and he's only picking up 46 goals this season. At age 30, is he starting to decline? Hopefully not. While Austin Matthews, he continues to light the lamp. He's picking up 54 goals this season along with 118 points. Finally, Matthews is going to get a chance to go on a deep postseason run. He's making it all the way to the conference finals, but he's going to fall to the eventual Stanley Cup champion Nashville Predators. And the numbers Matthews was putting up in the postseason, great. 13 goals, 12 assists, 25 points in 17 games, nothing I can complain about. It's looking like both the LA Kings and Calgary Flames have a chance at a Stanley Cup. The Kings are going to be finishing 6th in the entire league, while the Flames are finishing 7th. I think we all knew last season wasn't the beginning of Ovi's decline because he's picking up 54 goals this season, while Matthews, he's only going to be picking up 50, a slower year for him. Once again, Matthews and Ovi had a great chance to meet in the postseason, but the Flames are going to disappoint us of that great matchup as they're falling in the first round. Heading into his 14th year, Matthews is currently sitting at 661 goals, while Ovi, heading into technically his 13th year, although it should be 14th, he's got 630 goals. So although Matthews did have that one season advantage, these guys are still pretty close. Ovi's not going to be slowing down by ages. He's going to have another 50 goal campaign, but it might be slowing Austin Matthews down a bit because he's only picking up 48 goals this season. Maybe this is when Ovi goes on a run and overtakes Matthews. And that's what it's looking like, because at 33 years old, Ovi, he's going to be picking up 57 goals, while Austin Matthews, he's only picking up 45. It looks like he's starting to slow up a bit. And I think that's exactly what's happening, because at 33 years old, Austin Matthews, he's dropped to a 93 overall, and he only has elite potential now. Last season, he had franchise, so it looks like age is starting to catch up to him. And looking at Ovi, he's still doing fine. A 95 overall, he's got franchise potential still, and he's continuing to roll. So this could be an absolutely massive season for Ovi. He's picking up 60 goals, while Austin Matthews continues to decline, and I'm expecting Matthews to have about 35 goals this season. But I'm going to be completely wrong here, because Austin Matthews at 34 years old, he's going to show us he's not done. He's picking up 63 goals, and I think that might be a top 3 goal scoring season for him. And in the year 2039, who would have seen it coming? But the Calgary Flames, they're going to be hoisting a Stanley Cup after finishing 16th in the entire league. Yeah, this team finished 16th in the entire league, but somehow they found their way all the way to the Stanley Cup final, and they won. Who would have seen that one coming? And leading the way in the postseason, it shouldn't really be too much of a surprise, Austin Matthews, but I don't think anyone would have expected this type of production from him. 18 goals, 25 assists, 43 points at 34 years old. I think it's safe to say Matthews isn't done yet. Heading into year 17, Austin Matthews currently has 817 goals, while Alexander Ovechkin, he's got 798. The only way that Alexander Ovechkin is going to pass Matthews at this point is he just has to hope Matthews falls off a cliff. It doesn't matter how old Ovi is, he's going to continue to dominate the league. He's picking up 65 goals this season, so now he's sitting at 863. While Matthews, although he's having a bit of a slower season, he's still picking up 57 goals and he's sitting at 874. So heading into the year 2040, it's an 11 goal difference. Considering where Matthews was at the start of this video, Ovi's definitely been putting work in. The one thing that's been affecting Matthews but not Ovi is that age. At 35 years old, Matthews has dropped all the way down to an 89 overall, while Alexander Ovechkin, he continues to roll strong, a 93 overall elite potential. This is going to come down to the wire. Halfway through the season, Ovi's picked up 19 goals and he's only 13 shy of breaking that goal record, but it's a bit too late because Austin Matthews, he's potted 21 goals this season. He's scored 895 goals, breaking Wayne Gretzky's goal record, and he's defeating Alexander Ovechkin. But let's be completely honest with ourselves. If Ovi didn't get screwed in year 1 and sent to the WHL, he would have beat Austin Matthews. I still haven't figured out why LA sent him down. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.